had some dumb setting where it wouldn't start the stream. So now it's started, and looking at my control panel here, I see that my connection is showing that it's good. So I'm gonna hop on the watch page here, some dumb setting, and see actually how good it is. It's showing 1080p as an option, and I don't know if anybody's actually here because it wouldn't start the stream. So now it's started. Wow. And looking at my control panel here, I see. So that looks interesting. What's up, Salvatore? Do I mess with keyboards at all? I do. I can play keys. On my album Better This Way, I played all the pianos and keyboard and organs on that. On my EP Live, EP called Free, I had my friend Steve Peffer play. He's a much better keyboard player. But I do. I own an old upright piano, a console piano. It's just it's broken. The sustain pedal's broken, so I haven't gotten it fixed. And then I own an older Motif keyboard that I use. But I'm mostly a guitar kind of guy. So good. If anybody else is here live, I got just a handful of people here. Let me know how it's looking. If you can stream it in HD, let me know if it's buffering. I'll be happy to answer your questions while I'm here, but I'm just kind of excited that this seems to be working pretty well. I'm going to pull up a session and hit play, just see how that works as well. This is just a rough mix of some stuff we tracked the other night here. Very cool. All right, cool. So let me know. Alex, good to see you here. Manuel, you're in the middle of the production club. Sounds great. Those aren't my guitars. That's a Telecaster on almost all those guitars. A $500 Tele through my deluxe reverb. So real quickly, those of you who are here, let me know. I don't care about the mix. I was just playing something for you, but the quality of the video stream is what I'm interested in. Can you tell me if it's streaming okay? That's what I really want to know. Also love to know how long the delay is from when I say something to when you hear it. Ideally, it would be a short delay and the quality wouldn't buffer and things like that for you. So let's do a little test. I'm assuming you can still hear me. Let me do a timer here. Thanks for bearing with me. I've got some cool stuff coming down the pipe. So when I say, I'm going to count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. When I say go, somebody type the word go in the chat box, and I'll see how long that time is, because I'll do a stopwatch here. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, no delay, no glitches. So there's a delay, obviously, but I'm not seeing any glitches. That's amazing. I don't know if you saw this. I posted to Facebook just a second ago, but my internet speeds I've upgraded. They are ridiculous, and I think it's going to let me stream these things a lot better and let you see things a lot more clearly I should be able to go, full screen like this. And if I've got this mic over here showing you an amp. Okay, it's about a 30-second delay. All right, cool, y'all. I'm just now seeing the goes. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna turn the stream off and come back on at a different setting. We're gonna do that same test again. I'll be right back, and then I'll answer your questions if you have any. I'm gonna turn the stream off and back on. Stand by. Okay, coming back online. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do the same deal again. I'm gonna do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and I'd like to see you hit go. So the last one was about 30 seconds. So I'm gonna do it again, and we'll see how. There's a setting where you can say more interaction and less buffering. So 1 is a better quality, but it takes more time for when I say something for you to hear it and then me to read your comments, so that gets awkward. So the trade-off, but I think I've got enough bandwidth to do both. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And let's see how long that delay time is. But yes, my delay is in the chat, meaning it takes a while for YouTube to process this and send it out to you, and then for you to get it back. So, oh wow, that was about 14 seconds. Interesting. So those of you who are still here and watching, is the stream any different? Is it behaving any differently than it was before? Quality-wise, buffering-wise, or whatever? In Germany, yes, you're coming in later. I get that. You're just farther away. It's your fault for being so far. Listen to the way this song ends, by the way. Oh, she's so good. So yeah, this is all just raw tracks. We haven't mixed anything yet, but I'm gonna add some keys to it. There's like 8 guitars in here. So anyway, good. Thank you for the feedback. Those of you who came and played along, I really appreciate it. So what can I do for you? I was gonna set up for a session tomorrow. I've got some time, so and you've helped me. So how can I help you? What do you need? What can I do you for? Also, Noah, good to see you here. Brian's here. Dustin's here. Got a good group. And now the delay time is only about half as much, about 14, 15 seconds. So when I ask a question, it shouldn't be quite as long for you to answer me. So yeah, what can I do? You have any questions? Anything you want me to show you now that I've got my session pulled up? Or do you just ready to go about your day? That's fine too. Let a brother know. These guitars, by the way, while I'm waiting on you these are all the guitars that we recorded. Cool. So a couple questions came up. Dustin says, how do you deal with tracking guitars through your tube amp in your studio? Turn the amp up in another room, or do you just turn the volume so the level is manageable. Good question. So that's changed somewhat recently for me because I'm in, as you've maybe seen, I've started exploring putting things in that other room over there. And so for this session, we put the amp in the other room and cranked it. But if ultimately the sound is what matters more, so if the amp's in the same room and it takes cranking the amp to get the tone, then I'm going to crank the amp. Even though everybody needs to be on headphones and it's loud and uncomfortable, it takes more work because you need to record it and then stop, play back, and listen to make sure it's the tone you want, because it's really hard to tell while there's an amp blaring in the same room. But that's what we did. On this one, we recorded mostly on this amp over my shoulder, the Deluxe Reverb, the 68 Custom. We did most of it pretty clean. The amp set to 3 or so, and then most of the dirt came from the pedal board that he brought. We did do one take with my Ampeg Reverber Rocket, just with my Ibanez hollow body. It was just big and massive, way over the top. And that one we also cranked. So having it in the other room is nice. If you can do it. It doesn't have to be a great sounding room because it's just a loud guitar, but it works pretty well. So I don't know if that answers your question, because that's we kind of cheated. Noah says, show us how you EQ'd the reverb on this song. I will show you. However, this is not a mix. This is literally, I threw some EQ just we used a ribbon mic on the guitars. I threw some EQ and compression on the drums just to get them sounding close. EQ'd the bass a little bit while we were tracking and added a distortion channel. And then on the guitars, I did an EQ on a couple things they were a little dirty. So I've not mixed anything. The room, there is no EQ on the reverb. Let me find it. Where is my reverb? This session's kind of messy. I kind of threw it together as we were tracking. And now I can't find the reverb. There's an analog delay here. Where is you? Where's the vocal? Vocals here. There's reverb. Am I losing my mind? Oh, I might have them hidden. Hang on. Let's, yes, for some reason my buses were hidden. That's silly. There we go. There they are. So yeah, this is the reverb sound. That's just the default. And again, I'm sorry, this session is such a mess. Right here. So I've got a room reverb set up, and then this is just the default. When I open a new mix session, this is the default reverb setting. There's a reverb setup, and then there's an EQ doing this, which is a high-pass filter at 200 hertz. So it just keeps things from being muddy. So pretty much you get all the goodness of the reverb without all the thickness that can happen if you don't EQ it. So that's kind of my default mode. This session is so messy, I'm a little embarrassed to even show it to you. What other questions did we see come through? Did you use stereo widener on anything? No, this is just sound of guitars. One pan left, one pan right, doubles, things like that. News from the road to the Ryman, doing the same thing here in Germany. First show. That's awesome. I'm not anywhere close to booking it at the Ryman. My first show, though, is the end of this month, the 29th, at a little dive bar in Nashville. So that's a start. I need to update that website. Newcomer N1 on Munich TV. That sounds awesome. You know what? I will probably take you up. I don't know anything about booking bands and all that side of things. So I think I definitely will take you up on that. Sorry, let me discard this. I'm actually going to talk to a buddy. He's actually a VIP member who lives in Alabama. He might try to take over some of the booking show stuff just because I think someone else could do it a little bit better. But it's one of those chicken or the eggs things, you know. Do you ever use drum samples on drums while mixing heavier rock tracks, for example? I have not used a drum sample in my life. Am I against them? No, I just haven't used it. I personally enjoy the challenge of taking drums like these drums here. Here's the raw drums. I mean, they're good drums because it's Tim Horsley, but I just enjoy taking them and making them sound awesome in the mix. That's certainly not a drum mix. That's just some EQ on the bus and some massive amounts of reverb and compression, but it kind of sounds cool even in the mix right now that's not even a mix. But yeah, I just haven't done it. Am I against it? No. If you use it, are you cheating? No. I just haven't used them. I like the challenge of making it work. Otherwise, what's the point of doing all this work on recording drums if we're just going to replace them anyway? I don't know. Have you ever used drum samples? That's hilarious. I just answered that question. No. Nope. I get my sounds from the microphone. Now, have I missed out on fantastic mixes because I've insisted on doing samples? Maybe. Yeah, that might actually be a legit truth, but I don't feel like my mixes are super suffering because of it. If anything's wrong with my mixes, it's not because I'm not doing drum samples. It's because of something else. It's because I need to get better at mixing. You know what I mean? Here's a cool one I mixed the other day. Listen to this outro. It's kind of a country song. Guy from Sweden. Killing it. We might do this in dueling mixes in a couple months. Actually, while you're here, the hardest thing for me is to record vocals. Any tips? The very first thing is that it needs to be a good singer. I know. But if it's not a good singer, then you're going to always have trouble recording vocals. That's just a given. 1 second. Let me grab Country Girl. I had a notebook with some mix tweaks I need to do on this mix. I was going to do them while we're on the call. What did he say? He wanted the reverb back up a little bit. Let me just do these couple tweaks real quick. This is like final version of this mix. He wants more reverb. It was too much reverb. I turned it down, and he said, no, it's not quite. That's too much reverb, but I was turning it down too much. Let's do this. Let's just go down 3 dB. Yeah, that's it. I was going too much. He wanted the reverb off. I don't think he really wanted it off. So let's go. Okay. Much better. There was a couple other things. Let me find the email he sent. Let me go. Joke, how can we get you back on Pro Tools? I used Studio One. Sorry, I need to look at an email. I don't want you stealing my customer's email address and doing bad things. I don't not like Pro Tools. I've just and I know you probably saw the video on Facebook last night where I was razzing Graham we had to re-record half the podcast because his Pro Tools rig crashed. And it took forever for it just to reload, which is, I forgot, Pro Tools takes forever to launch. And I bet a lot of it is it's an old program. It's got ancient code that it's trying to work into all the new code, unless they've rebuilt it from the ground up, which maybe they did a few years back. Anyway, I don't know. I used Studio One, Cubase. No, I'm not changing DAWs again. Changing to Studio One was not a part of my master plan. And honestly, to be completely honest, it probably hurt me in the sense of Home Studio Corner being, Pro Tools industry standard, me doing a blog and, YouTube channel and such about recording and then not using the industry standard. That's pretty, that's probably not the advice a really fancy businessman would give you. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It won me over on accident, and I think it worked out well. All right, Ola, where is your email? Country girl, I love you. Do 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 do. Got some Reaper users in the house. Manuel, I agree with you. It's just better to always see the same doll every day. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna make you think a little bit more. You'll be okay. You'll be all right. I'm gonna make you think and apply things a little more. Found me back in 6 years ago because of Pro Tools. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably missing out because I'm not on Pro Tools. But gotta stay true to me. All right, here it is. Let's see. I found the email. The reverb back up a little bit. The main guitar. We're going to take this lick back down. That's right. So we took this guitar lick. He wanted me to try turning it up a little bit. And Ola, if you're watching, I'm sorry if you don't like being featured here. It's just a couple tweaks. It's not a big deal. So you had me turn a couple of these up. We're going to just turn them back down to where they were. Actually, easiest thing here is to just take all of these and delete them. You know what? The easiest thing to do would be to just delete everything I did here. No. Let's not do that. Just this section. I know I'm talking to myself, but he had me make some changes where I was changing the volumes of different licks. Yeah, that's where it should be. And then, I'm sorry, you can't even see the screen right now. I'll be back in just a second. Regarding possible fades or click sounds, at 2:14 he hears something. So let's find that. Country girl, I love you. I hear what you're hearing, Ola. It's probably just a sound lip smack of his voice. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna bring you back. I'm sorry. Here you go. Country girl, I love you. He hears that little pop right there. Girl. And what you can do, actually, if you see this little tiny little piece, we're just gonna slide that over. Girl. Nope, we made it worse. Slide. Oh, nope. Girl. There's another one over here. So I'm looking for these little spiky deals. They're just country girl. What if there's just a slight silence here? And girl. Yeah, that'll work. And then I can just bring this to where it's fading in. Undo. Studio One, you've changed this to where it doesn't grab the corner anymore. There we go. Girl. Country girl. Close. He was just hearing a little sound. Country girl. That's about as good as I can do. I still hear it a little bit. I love how buried the vocal is. It just makes me happy. All right, you got to go away for a second. I got to read this other email. See what else he said. Oh, yeah, he wants the fade at the end of the song to be just a little bit longer. So you want this guy to fade a little bit slower, and this guy to fade a little bit slower. And we can fade the basses a little bit slower. This guy a little bit slower. That's nice. Let me cut this guy off too. Country girl. Country girl. That feels pretty good to me. So listen to this outro. So the song goes through the whole deal, and you think the song's over. Yeah, I like it. Let's call it a mix. So yeah, I had just those quick revisions to do. That's why I was doing it. Thanks for joining me for that. So for those of you who think I'm going slow editing, I hear you saying Pro Tools is better. Studio One introduced a new feature, and I haven't upgraded. I think they fixed it, but I can't grab the fader thing like I used to be able to. It doesn't grab, so I need to update Studio One. That'll probably fix that before I go complaining to them. Thoughts on bro country? I'm not in the country world that much. I tend to not like the stuff I hear that's labeled bro country, but I mean, it's all fun to me. It's more rock now than it is country, which is, since I'm more of a rock guy than a country guy, I like it. Very cool. So let me save this. Save new version. What is this? Country. What you call this? Mix. This is mix 3. This is final. Final. So I'm going to export this bad boy out for realsies. And we're going to call this a day. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. This was fun. Thank you also for those of you who were here earlier to let me test out the new stream with the new internet speeds. That was super helpful. Now I can stream this stuff. It sounds like I've been able to stream this. You've been able to see it in pretty HD quality, like 1080 HD, which is so cool. Upload streaming from my studio. I'm stoked. We're going to do so much more of this. So be sure to stick around, subscribe on YouTube, because that's going to be fan-freaking-tastic for real. So thanks again for hanging out. Somebody asked if my 11 rack is catching dust. It is. It's a coffee table now. But it's good. It has its place. I've been loving the deluxe reverb over there. It's been doing me real nice. And yeah. Country girl final. So let me turn the stream off while I do the final export, just so it doesn't kill things. But any other final last questions? My monitor speakers are M-Audio EX66s. I don't believe they make them anymore. I've had them for almost 10 years. They haven't died, so I won't be changing until hopefully they never die. But if they do, then I have no idea what I'm going to do. But that's it. All right, I'll have the chat up for a couple minutes after, but I got to turn this thing off so I can bounce this down without killing things. So thanks for watching.